Once again, another story from the post-millennial. Joe Rogan and Elon Musk call out MSNBC for suggesting being healthy and in shape is far right. I love it. This is what winning looks like, okay? We've had a whole bunch of culture war victory segments today. Joe Rogan tweets in response to MSNBC, who said, the far right's obsession with fitness is going digital. He said being healthy is, quote, far right, holy F. Patrick Bet David with the best response says, does that hold the inverse being true, that the left's obsession with being fat is going digital? But this isn't, so this is really funny because if you guys know who the Krasensteins are, we've had them on the show. They're liberal pundits. Brian I think it was Brian. He posted a video of himself working out and looking pretty fit. You know, good for him.
Fitness to far right pipeline.
But that's what I said. I said, careful, Brian. You keep it up, you're going to become far right. And a bunch of leftists and liberals started attacking me for it. And I was like, dude, I'm kidding. Like, I'm joking. I interacted with the guy positively on Twitter. I recently shouted him out. He said, let's not fight. Let's he said, not everybody's crazy and extreme. You know, we just see the world differently. I respect it. And I was like, all joking aside, keep it up, bro, looking good. And the funny thing now is even he responded to this being like, what? Like, being in shape is far right? And I'm like, I warned you. Like, I told you, dude. They will call you right wing if you're into fitness. That's how psychotic the cult is. Yo, they legit want you unhealthy, unhappy, eating bugs and living in a pod.
Yeah.
I can understand if people are getting in shape because they feel like they're going to get attacked, that it might be like a form of like a result of being radicalized. Like I'm so afraid for my life now. I've got to defend myself. But if you just want to get healthy and muscular so you can carry your kids around, I mean, come on.
But isn't this like the left all the time? They're saying you're going to misgender me. You're going to have microaggressions for me. Like, wouldn't that mean that they should be the ones getting in shape to defend themselves?
So check it out. Here's the tweet that everyone's responding to. Posted July 10th, 2023, right? Here's the story written March 22nd, 2022. MSNBC knows that they are sparking controversy. Have you guys ever seen those videos? There's a couple. Like a woman will have a counter and she'll go like, okay, here's what we're going to do. And then she'll take a bag, like an industrial bag of nacho cheese and just dump it on the counter. And then she'll take a bunch of chips and pour all over the cheese and then start mixing it with her hands. And you're like, what is she doing?
You like hate watch it.
Exactly. They're not real tips. I watched one where it's like, she pours like vinegar into a pan, then pours cream and puts an egg in the middle. And she's like, trust me. And I'm like, no, it's intended to trick you into watching for a long time so they make money. That's what MSNBC is doing. That's what the left cult is.
Well, and in particular, it's sparking it on Twitter. MSNBC knows that people, the algorithm will respond to its tweet getting a lot of engagement, and engagement doesn't have to be positive. It doesn't have to be a bunch of people saying, oh, we love, great story, good reporting. People arguing in the comments makes it look like a lot of people are interacting with the post, which technically they are, although they are screaming at one another. That's the same thing with these food videos where it's like, what is she doing? Is this a joke? All of the debate makes the video seem popular to the algorithm.
I'm still taken aback that this is a year-old story that they're sending viral right now.
Arnold has chimed in. He says, fitness is not political, right or left. All of us can benefit from the lessons of progressive resistance training, creating a vision goal, building a routine, doing the reps, learning to love failure. The list goes on. If you don't know where to start, Arnold's Pump Club. See, I can respect it. Everybody's basically being like, dude, Bridget Fettis, he says, the only way to prove you're not a Nazi is to get fat. Apparently, it's the only way. Look at this. It's amazing. These are all the responses of everyone just mocking MSNBC.
Yep, here's Abby Libby on Twitter saying, someone please inform MSNBC I'm about to do a little far-right extremism, diving into the lap pool to go exercise.
We should just call exercising far-right extremism.
Mark Lobliner falling off the
You guys want to go engage in some
far-right
far-right extremism at the gym tomorrow?
But then they'll probably strike down gym classes from schools because after all the years of being like, kids need exercise, they'll be like, we can't indoctrinate children to be conservative.
There's got to be more to this story.
Here's more to the story. NewsGuard rates MSNBC.com 57 out of 100. Proceed with caution. This website generally fails to maintain basic standards of accuracy and accountability.
Wow.
Womp.
Hence tweeting out a year-old story. They're like, we don't care.
That's the old guard, man.
Can you NewsGuard fact check NewsGuard?
Yeah,
Is that even
what's-
possible?
I don't. Yeah, who?
I mean,
fact-checks?
there's they're full of it.
Fact checkers.
Here's Fox News,
Tim does.
69.5 out of 100. Fox News has more credibility, according to NewsGuard, than MSNBC does. Uh-oh, I can hear everyone's liberal aunt screeching and saying, that's not true. NewsGuard is far right. Okay, lady.
No, lady.
Go back
Yeah.
to the gym.
Go back to the gym. And they don't go
Are
to the
you
gym.
trying
though.
to convert her? Are you trying to indoctrinate her with
I'm a
extremism?
Pilates fan, so
But I do think that there's an obvious correlation between working out, being fit, and being conservative.
Yeah, I think so too.
You're going to, like, two things. One, someone who's willing to work out clearly sees the benefits of hard work for long-term gains over short-term gains. The short-term, you're going to be tired, you're going to be sweaty. I think working out really does feel fantastic, though. But long-term, you feel like, you know, a bolt of lightning. You feel fantastic. Somebody who feels that way probably already understands a lot of basic conservative concepts, but then there's also the correlation between testosterone, you know, aggression, and being more conservative. You're going to be more assertive. You're going to be more confident. You're going to feel better about yourself. Working out will likely have you end up being more, quote unquote, far right. Mm-hmm. But if this were true, just like every Nazi would be jacked. And like the reality is, whenever you see like actual people waving Nazi flags, they're like very heavy or very gaunt and frail looking, like not very healthy looking individuals. That's the weirdest thing too. It's like, why did MSNBC try to make this argument in the first place? Are they trying to convince? Look at this picture. Can we just look at it's okay? It's a bunch of Nazis doing the Roman salute, and then there's a guy a flexing arm.
What's the black?
They're covering
Straps.
up.
Oh.
I don't know. Trying to cut like because
It's artsy.
yeah, sure.
Edgy.
Hyper masculinity have always been central to the far right.
What?
How are these people simultaneously arguing that conservatives are like chuds,
No.
but also that they're super jacked and ripped?
Hyper masculinity was a big part of Mussolini's fascist thing. He wanted to make the Italian river masculine, so he changed the gender of the word of the name. And he was big on like the fatherland and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean that working out in general makes you a fascist.
Or-
just because he was masculine.
Yeah, or what if masculinity includes taking responsibility, thinking long term? Like, those don't have to be negative qualities no matter what mainstream media thinks, right? There can be positive qualities of masculinity that result in someone wanting to make sure they maintain a high level of physical strength and health. Like, they've just decided these things are bad, and they want to use phrases that make you scared of them, right? That's why they put an image of, you know, Nazis on screen to be like, you don't want to be hyper masculine. That's bad.
Hyper masculine. So like what masculinity is like, I guess you get too much testosterone, you stop feeling. Is that the problem with masculinity? You lose touch with your emotions because you're in touch with like what you grab in front of you.
But is there any indication of that?
I don't know.
I
What's
feel like
the
that's not
fear?
true.
I don't know. What is your experience with testosterone? Have you gone through T levels, high testosterone, low testosterone in your life?
Well, I'm bald, so apparently that means I have a lot of testosterone.
You do
I guess.
have a lot.
I don't know.
You're pretty driven.
I exercise a lot. I skate a lot, and I eat a lot of beef. I didn't used to eat a lot of beef. That's only recently. I've been eating cheeseburgers like nonstop for some. Don't ask me why. It's like smash burgers.
they're
Just
gonna say burgers, far right extremism.
yeah. No, but I typically would eat a lot of chicken and fish most of my life, and actually don't like eating a lot of beef because I usually would get sick. Actually, I was getting pretty sick because I too much. Oh man, you know, for dinner we made smash burgers, but we fried them in bacon grease. And I'm like, it's the most delicious thing I've ever had. And then I was like, oh, my stomach hurts. So maybe I shouldn't do that again.
Your arteries just
Anyway,
close up.
anyway, my point is, I've been exercising. I've been skating literally my whole life. So there's two things that come with this. Skateboarding is I guess considered a high risk, high impact sport. Jumping off buildings, jumping downstairs. It's an adrenaline rush nonstop. It's not like active conflict or anything, but a lot of people told me it's unsurprising that I got involved in urban conflict reporting stuff. Because when you're skateboarding, you're looking at something that's terrifying and dangerous, and you're going for it every time, and it's giving you that adrenaline rush.
Mm-hmm.
So you are desensitized to that shock, and then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I can go and handle this. I'm not going to get hurt.
Well,
But the physical ability, the physical activity of it, you know, I would be just before Occupy Wall Street, for instance, I would skate 8 hours a day every single day with like 1 or 2 days off per week, and so I was consuming thousands of calories per day, like insane amounts of calories to try and keep up. And if I didn't, I would pass out. Like some days I would just eat a couple thousand calories and I would just be like, I'll just chill today and maybe skate tomorrow because I can't do it. And then there would be days where I was just like, I was shedding weight really, really. Like this period where I was in Virginia, I was in Newport News and I was skating at a park called Anti-Gravity. I was skating so often, I lost like 10 pounds in a couple weeks, just like, and but that exercise builds muscle, increases your testosterone levels. You're gonna be a certain kind of person.
Yeah. Also, probably when you got into skateboarding, you were like, I don't know how old you were, but like, you
13.
probably were, okay. So you're a teenager. Boys going through puberty have obviously an increase in testosterone, and it's linked to an increase in risk-taking behavior. So when your brain was forming, you learned how to take calculated risk physically. I don't think that these traits of masculinity and testosterone don't have to be negative.
Yeah. I think that they're conflating misogyny with masculinity because
I think that's on purpose, though.
Yeah.
it could be because like the Andrew Tate stuff, he said some stuff that was misogynist. I think like he's going to get some guys, trick them, get fake women, guys that pretend like they're women to chat with dudes to get their money, like using women as like an object. That's a bit misogynist, but he's also very masculine. Like he works out, he eats healthy, he's about motivation. So you've got to strip away the misogynist crap from the hyper masculine stuff or the masculine stuff. And working out is definitely more of a masculine trait. Has nothing about it is misogynistic in my opinion.
No, I don't think it has to be.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.